Oh shit, wrong thing. Welcome everyone to a video on the Roaring Knight, specifically on why it feels so goddamn good to beat them. I mean, it could never be me because I beat them really easily.
Oh my fucking god!
Anyways, we're going to be taking a deeper look into how Toby Fox has made this boss feel so rewarding, even though there is no main reward, besides the Shadow Crystal. More on that later. This is my first ever video, so if you guys could leave a like and a comment, that'd be great. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, as it's always welcome. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So, starting off, the Roaring Knight first appears when Tenor gets, well... Now, before this incident, we've heard a few things about the Roaring Knight, but nothing too specific. There's a few mentions here and there from Jevil and the Queen, but nothing is really mentioned. As for who the Roaring Knight is, there's a few clues on it, but no one really knows. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I will show who the community of Deltarune think it might be based on theories. Everyone in the community believes it's Noelle's sister, Des Holiday. I'll throw up an image on screen of what people think she might look like, but this isn't official. But moving on to why I love this boss fight so much, even though it was a breeze for me. So this boss fight is not the easiest, but let's get into it. Now, for starters, this boss fight is accompanied by an epic and intense soundtrack. Just take a listen for yourself.
It's peak!
Now, the Roaring Knight's attacks are fast, flashy, and unlike anything we've seen so far from any previous boss fight in the game. And insanely painstaking, since if one of your allies go down, you best believe that HP is dropping to 999, making it almost entirely impossible to revive them unless you have one of these. A revive mint. And I used all of mine prior to the fight. So friendly tip, save your revive mints. On top of all this, there's an entire side quest you need to do in order to get an item called the Shadow Mantle, just to make the fight somewhat possible. Not to mention the mini boss fight you have to have within the side quest that I have beef with to this day. And honestly, it was an interesting boss fight, and there's nothing I have against it, I was just bad. But another thing with the Roaring Knight boss fight is that it's entirely optional. In fact, the game doesn't even tell you that you can beat this boss fight. It encourages you to move on with the game even when you fail. Unless you're like me, who's a stubborn bastard and closed the game and gave it another shot. There's two reasons on why I feel like the boss fight feels so satisfying even though the reward is so little, and Toby does a great way of making this feel interesting. Now, number one being because this boss is intended for you to lose. The game is basically forcing you to just carry on and play despite your losses. And number two being you have to physically close your game and reload your previous save file, making it feel as if you are going against what the game wants. You are essentially choosing your own path in this game, and it reminds me a lot of Undertale, where the game knew when and where you were trying to reach your save file. So I feel as if it's a little nod to Toby's previous game. Now I will admit, after a good 4 hours of non-stop dying to this boss, having to close your game did get a bit annoying. Although it made it feel even more satisfying when you finish the fight knowing you put all this effort into beating the Roaring Knight. And as the knight approaches your team, taking them out one by one, and the knight gently stands above you, with their sword on your shoulder, knighting you, your reward is a black shard. That's it. A black shard. And a shadow crystal. But, you know what? I didn't even care. Knowing that I defeated the knight, knowing the game didn't want me to win, knowing Toby Fox was doing everything in his power to stop me, I myself had beat the Roaring Knight, which wasn't actually beaten since they survive. And Toby Fox released an update not too long ago, making it so when you die, there's a retry button. And the Roaring Knight also has a smaller hitbox for certain attacks now. So you mean to tell me I went through hours of pain and agony just for him to release a patch with a retry button? The audacity of you, Toby. The audacity. But you know what? I think this makes it feel all that much special for the people who got to experience it this way. Like myself, feels all the more rewarding knowing in some way this fight felt like it was never really intended to be beaten. And no, I'm not saying these changes are bad. The hitboxes on the Roaring Knight was pretty unfair, and the retry button is a nice welcome because now you don't have to spam a button over and over and constantly close your game and then reopen it. So it is a nice addition, but personally myself, I feel like it takes away from what made it feel so special to begin with. But moving on to the last segment of this video, these little fuckers that I keep mentioning. Alright, so we're going to quickly go over what these do and how you get them. So, the shadow crystals can be found from defeating hidden bosses from the previous chapters, such as Jevil, Spamton Neo, the Roaring Knight, and the Hammer of Justice, aka Old Man Gerson.
The GOAT!
Now, as for the Roaring Knight, you don't have to do any secret side stuff to unlock them, as they are part of the main story, but I guess having to find it out that you can defeat them when feeling near impossible is a secret within itself. Now, what do you do with these shadow crystals? Well, after defeating all of the bosses, as the game stands right now, if you visit Seam's shop in Castle Town, he'll tell you need to obtain all of the crystals and that he needs all of them in order to craft you a special item just for you. So for now, it remains a mystery. Well, with all that out the way, I hope you guys enjoyed me yapping about why I enjoy a single boss from Deltarune. And I also do apologise for the bad mic and the editing, as I am using my phone to edit all this. But hopefully you guys can still enjoy the video. And if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe and look out for more videos. Hope you guys had a wonderful day, and enjoy my singing.
Because I'm with you in the dark, with your heart and my mark, which shall guide you through the waves. Epic solo part, here we go. Yeah, man. When the demons sleep a duck in the bloody palm, like, wait, what the hell? What? When your hope is slowly dying and you're frying and your future is really bright, bring extra guests to the campsite. On the Dutch in the campsite, I give my friends a bride for a bite. Yeah, thanks for watching.